Hello, everyone, and welcome to AP Government today. I'm obviously coming at you from a different location than I usually do at the front of the room. Um, Hello to Mrs. Shank. I'm glad she can be there today. Um, One of my favorite high school teachers, by the way. I want to start off by having you look at a quote today from John Adams. We looked at Thomas Jefferson yesterday and his quote, and I think this quote relates to that in a lot of ways. Take a look at this quote. Tell me through writing on Classroom what you think this means. And, if you can bring current events in at all, please try to do that. Um, it's an interesting quote. I want to talk about politics today. And really, the crux of what we're going to talk about is political participation. But first, I want to mention and give you two different definitions of politics. You can see the top one there, which is more traditional. Notice that the word policy is included in the definition. We also included the word policy in our definition of government. So, you see that both places, and we're going to talk about policy in the next couple class periods. The second definition is by a political scientist by the name of Harold Lasswell, and he defines politics as who gets what, when they get it, and how they get it. So, kind of an interesting thing. Um, Political participation, which I mentioned, is what we're going to focus on a lot. Um, Two things down at the bottom there. You know, First of all, it is more than just voting. There's more ways to participate in politics than just going out and voting. Um, Another, the note at the top there, um, it is a gauge of the health of a government. So if you think right now, does our government have a lot of political participation in it? Just looking at voting numbers, the answer to that is probably no. And I'll back that up here later on. Political participation, there's three types of political participation that we're going to talk about: conventional, unconventional, and illegal. And I have some pictures to show you, and I'll give you a chance to think about what they represent. So I have three sets of pictures, and each of the sets represent one of the three types of political participation. So here's the first set of pictures, and both of these pictures really represent this well. So I'll give you a second to think about, what these represent, and then I'll give you the answer. If you think about it, it's really pretty easy. So this is illegal political participation. Obviously, those are the activities that have you breaking the law. Um, and you can see the examples there. On the last page, you saw Kennedy, which I put there to um, symbolize a political assassination, and then also the explosion at the bottom to symbolize terrorism. One thing that you should take note of with this type of political participation is there's a really wide degree of um, offenses here. Assassinating a president is much different than stealing someone's campaign sign or spray painting on their campaign headquarters. Very, very different. So the second one um, is um, these pictures. I'll give you a chance to look at those and try to figure out what they are. Um, Kind of a wide range of things here. So this is conventional participation, and this is like the good participation. It's things like voting, volunteering for a campaign, belonging to an activist group, and serving in public office. Now, we're going to kind of talk about activist groups and how that's kind of a gray area. Um, and, Charlottesville and what happened there really highlights the gray area there. You can be an activist group and have good conventional political participation, but it can get unconventional very quickly. Obviously, this is the last one, and I have these for unconventional. Obviously, on the left, you have a boycott. And really, if you go back, this is kind of a boycott too. And that's really for me where that gray area comes in. Is it conventional or unconventional? Is protest conventional or unconventional? I think that really comes down to the opinion of the protest and how the protest is carried out. Um, and then also you see petition here, and petition is unconventional in a lot of ways. Not that it's bad. I don't think you should take this as unconventional being bad. But in certain cases it could be, but with a petition, I don't believe it is. All right. So to finish up here, I have a couple different graphs for you to look at. This one deals with political apathy. So basically, the higher this goes, the worse it is. Apathy obviously means, being uninterested in politics. And you can see the 18 to 29 bracket is pretty high. Um, the 65 plus is better, still not great. Here you have a figure on age and political knowledge. You can see political knowledge has really went down over time. And then here's the election turnout rates. And you can see how turnout rates are for the 18 to 24-year-old group. Not very good. The last note that I want you to look at here is just the idea of single issue groups, and they're pretty prevalent within our society. The example they give here is abortion. There's many other examples as well, including things like the environment and animal rights and things like that. This is just a group that is interested in one issue. For example, with abortion, a lot of abortion pro-life people won't vote for somebody that's not pro-life. It's their single issue um, that they deal with. Just a multiple choice question for you here. You can look at that quickly. If you look at it, you'll see that the answer is C. All right, and these assignments will be your homework. They are on Classroom, and you can deal with them for tomorrow. Thank you.